What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and the district attorney dropped a pretty stunning revelation during an interview about what happened on the set of Rust that we've been trying to figure out the details for nearly 3 weeks, when Alec Baldwin fatally shot Helena Hutchins and injured the director Joel Souza after firing a gun on set. Now, how did live ammunition end up in that gun? That has been the question that a lot of people have been asking. But something that the district attorney just dropped in an interview has led a lot of people to believe that maybe charges could be pending soon. Take a look at the headline. DA probing Rust shooting knows who loaded the gun. And that is pretty big news because that's something that a lot of us have been trying to figure out for quite some time. We've been talking about 3 major players for the past few weeks. Alec Baldwin, the man who had the gun in his hand, who pulled the trigger, and who ultimately did kill Helena Hutchins. We've been talking about the assistant director, Dave Halls, who reportedly is the one who handed it to Alec Baldwin and declared the gun cold, when in reality, it contained live ammunition. And of course, the inexperienced armor, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, who has a past history of repeated safety violations and apparently only got on set after the, quote, armorer mentor called in a favor and recommended that she get the job. But who loaded the gun has been something that a lot of people have been trying to figure out. And she made a statement about this on Good Morning America. The district attorney probing the Rust film set shooting says she knows who loaded the gun Alec Baldwin used to accidentally shoot dead cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Santa Fe DA Mary Carmack Altwies declined to name the person in an interview with ABC's Good Morning America on Wednesday as she weighs whether to bring criminal charges over the October 21st fatal shooting. And that is an answer that a lot of people want. They want to know if charges will be filed and who they will be filed against. And I do think that if nothing happens in this case, if no charges are filed whatsoever, even if it's kind of slap on the wrist thing, I think there's going to be a lot of outcry. We know there's civil litigation that's going to happen from a lot of different people. That's not in question. But I do think a lot of people that have seen this play out, they want at least something for the people that were involved, that were so negligent that cost someone their life. The question has and always will be, does it rise to the degree of criminal negligence? Asked if she was aware who loaded the fatal live round, Carmack Altwies said yes, she said, we do, yes. Authorities have been investigating how the live round ended up in the firearm, with the DA admitting we don't have an answer to that yet. The DA confirmed additional live rounds were found on set during the investigation, but she refused to reveal how many, citing the ongoing probe. And what that leads me to believe is that a lot of the rumors we've been hearing about this have been true. That yes, people were indeed using it for target practice, this weapon for target practice, like people on the crew have attested to, even though there's been pushback from attorneys of the different people involved in this. And Sergei Svetnoy is one of those people who remarked about the target practice that people were having using the weapons that were used in the making of this film. Now he, sitting next to Helena Hutchins, and I gotta tell you, like, every time I see a picture of Helena Hutchins, it honestly just looks like she was a warm and beautiful and kind person. And of course, that's the ones they're always going to use for these types of pictures. I understand that. However, it just really does seem like she was like a radiant beam on the set. And it is so sad and tragic what has happened. But Sergei Svetnoy has filed a lawsuit claiming basically emotional damage has been done to him against everybody involved in this entire situation. We still don't know how they got on set and how they got there. I think that will be one of the most important factors going into a charging decision. It's probably more important to focus on what led up to the shooting, because by the moment of the shooting, we know at least Mr. Baldwin had no idea the gun was loaded. So it's more, how did that gun get loaded and what levels of failure happened, and were those levels of failure criminal? That statement I do think is important, and that statement indicates to me that Alec Baldwin probably won't get charged, in all honesty. And I know a lot of people want that, and I get that. I'm just looking at the statement from the DA. That statement to me does not sound like the statement of someone who intends to file any charges against Alec Baldwin. And in fact, if they did, they probably wouldn't make any comments like that, like, oh yeah, this person clearly had no idea. So I do think, whether it's because of the political manipulations, whether it's the celebrity power, whether it's the fact that, you know, there's just not enough there, I do think that I would be shocked at this point if criminal charges came against Alec Baldwin for this. I really would be. Now, maybe during their investigation, him as a producer, because he was a producer in this film, maybe that could play into effect in some of this criminal investigation. I guess we'll find out. Carmack Altuiz dismissed claims made last week by attorneys for armor Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, who alleged the shooting was the result of a disgruntled crew member sabotaging the set. Attorney Jason Bowles had said on the Today Show the gun was loaded from a box of ammo that should have been only dummy rounds, but the DA said on Wednesday she didn't believe sabotage was to blame. I know some defense attorneys, so basically calling them out, have come up with conspiracy theories and have used the word sabotage. We do not have any proof, Carmack Altuiz said. And it's tough, listening to these people pushing back against the defense. Obviously, everybody's defense attorney is going to do whatever they can for their client. But it's also funny to watch this play out in light of everything going on in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial to see how the prosecuting assistant district attorneys have acted and behaved. And we've seen them lie, literally lie throughout that case. So it's tough to take any district attorney at their word at this point, to be honest with you, after seeing this play out on a national scale. But that's what this person is saying. They're calling out those defense attorneys for floating that conspiracy theory sabotage theory. Prosecutors have to deal in facts and evidence. The defense attorneys, we don't have the same information that they do, but until we have it in our hands, it doesn't play into the decision-making process. Hutchins was killed and director Joel Souza was injured when Baldwin fired the shot while filming in Santa Fe last month. And of course, they're showing a lot of pictures. They show the church. That's Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. That's not the gun, but it is a gun that is very much exactly like what Alec Baldwin had in his hands, a .45 Colt. And then this is the last picture taken of these people right here, including Helena, before, Alec Baldwin pulled the trigger and she was killed. But so they know who loaded the gun. That's the biggest thing to take away. They've done investigations. They say they know who loaded this weapon, but they're not ready to tell us. And they also don't know how live ammunition ended up on set, or at least they're not ready to tell us about that yet. From this, I just got to say, again, I don't think it's good news for people that want Alec Baldwin charged. Just the verbiage that she was using, I'm not sure. Maybe, though, charges could be pending based on their language and what they've said. I don't know if Alec Baldwin's going to end up seeing any of that. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.